j102.org.
Welcome in, listeners. This is KCAA Radio, San Bernardino 106.5, Riverside 102.3, and www.kcaradio.com. This is the James Kane Show, and this is where it goes down every Saturday between 4 and 5. My inner circle is
Skittles.
The boss.
and Deja. Well, Deja's via radio, so we couldn't hear her right now, but she's here and she's available. So, today is a good day. Great weather. It's a nice day to be at the beach, or it's a nice day to watch some college football. But also, it's a great day to learn about employment. And in our first segment, we're going to talk about strategies for today's employment. As always, our second segment is called Reading for the Blind. And our third segment is called James and Shawnee's Sports Weekly Recap. So let's go with the news and the notes by Deja.
Yes.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Deja Boo, and yes, I do have news for you. First off, let's get started. So straight from the Business Insider, in light of the ongoing U.S. federal government shutdown, the United States Department of Agriculture has warned states that there might not be enough funds to fully cover November 2025 benefits, and that some states were instructed to hold their benefit issuance files until such notice. Now, to clarify, this doesn't mean the shutdown of the program itself, but just the issuance of the benefits of November 2025.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So let's talk about it.
Yes, let's talk a little bit about it.
Yes.
That's so unfortunate that a lot of people are not going to be able to get the resources that they need in a timely manner. And Christmas is coming up, a new year, and we have a lot of disagreements on where the money is going to be allocated to. Because my belief is where the money is lies solving
Yes.
the problem.
And I agree with that. And it's sad that some of the workers received their last check today. Because I do have somebody that works for the government, and she received her last check today. But they just having them on standby. That's it. So I don't know. I feel for the people out there that have these government jobs, and now they receiving their last checks, and how they gonna feed their kids, pay their bills, also.
Yes.
Right. I feel that some people should just stay in touch and, check
yes.
up on it and just make sure that they spend correctly. And, everything is hard right now with working and rent and groceries and food. So, just budget and, like Shawnee said, spend wisely. And those that have multiple children, just try to keep them children out that kitchen more than one time a day.
Yes. Okay, what else do you have for us, Deja?
Okay, so according to the Shade Room in Complex, Mr. Brian McKnight has just recently been awarded $8.8 million.
Oh,
Go Brian.
I know.
Wife, yes, his wife apparently has a new book that she has made, and in this book, she had made falsely accusations of Mr. McKnight being abusive and neglectful.
So, there it is. The first initial man that I know won a case against a woman that says he did something.
Something.
And I'll give a kudos to Brian McKnight for fighting for his character, his integrity,
Yes.
because there's not a lot of men that put their hands on women. And we should be honored by most people, not all, but most, that men that looks at other men with a frown that put their hands on women or anyone, their children for no reason, abuse, all these things should be in jail. So I tip my hat to Brian McKnight. Fight for your rights.
Yes.
Right. I agree with you on that. I love my ladies, but I
Sometimes
just
they
think we
wrong.
do need to expand our father advocacy
Mhm.
programs
Mhm.
nationwide, and right now he's paving the way for those who have uncles, brothers,
Mhm.
fathers, uh, ex-boyfriends, for God's sake, that want to get up there and stand up, but they feel as if our government system, is pro for mothers and children all the time.
Mhm.
Right.
So yes, and enforcing gender neutral custody laws too would
Mhm.
help. To let more guys come forward. Because there are some good guys out there in the world
Yes.
who really do care and take care of their kids, and
Mhm.
who suffer from things too.
Yes. Anything else, Deja?
Yes, straight out of Central Valley.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
So, our San
Central
Francisco
Cali.
Chronicles report that Yosemite, which is a great national park to visit, has
Mhm.
been occupied by people that don't have permits
Mm.
and squatters. And even those people who do have permits have been reported to even have their campsites taken. And the squatters telling them first come, first served due to the government shutdown and
Mhm.
limited staff.
Mm.
Wow. So they done kidnapped the
The- they ran to the
they
forest.
done kidnapped the forest. Oh,
Basically, that it seems that way.
oh man. Hey, they gonna get out of paying bills one way or
What
another.
a, they in their mobile homes.
Hey, but they need to send Yogi the Bear. I bet you they get out of there. Then him and Boo Boo come through there. Everybody's
Shut
moving.
that place down.
Yeah. Well, moving on. I have a guest online, and he's gonna tell you today about strategies for today's employment. And Mel,
Yes, sir.
are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, Mel. First, I want to thank you for coming on the show. And you're one of my first interviews. So let's
Yes.
make this memorable for us all.
It's already memorable. You got me following people squatting at Yosemite. Come on, man. How am I gonna follow that? You know what I mean?
Yes. So, Mel,
Yes,
give
sir.
us a little background in your strategies for employment for the people today.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I don't feel like they even they don't care who I am. Uh,
Mhm.
but what I will share is just some definite insight that I've been
Mhm.
able to get to share. And thank you for having me on the show. Really appreciate you, man. I'm
You're
proud
welcome.
of you too, brother. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, just a little bit about me. I know y'all don't care, but I'll tell you anyway. My name is Mel Austin. I've been doing clean comedy, stand up comedy for the last
Mhm.
32 years. I have my own business where we provide clean comedy to companies and hospitals and schools assemblies, senior homes, military events. I MC everything from golf tournaments to award ceremonies. And then I train and teach people how to public speak with comedy. But the main reason why I'm here is one of the things I've been fortunate to do here in the last 3 years is work with the military.
Mhm.
If you don't know, when people get out of the military, they have to take a class to learn how to transition what they do in the military to the civilian world. And a lot of that has to do with how their resumes are, how their interview skills are. And so they get to spend 3 days with me, a comedian of all people, to
Okay.
actually develop a lot of different information to help them really extract what they can bring to the workforce.
Yes.
Mm.
Oh, wonderful.
Thank you
Wonderful.
for doing that.
Oh,
And we
thank
do
you.
care about you. I just
Yes, of
wanted to add
course.
that in there. You know, I
Right,
wouldn't
right,
have you on
Yes,
the
we
James
do.
Kane experience.
Right.
We knew you wasn't a heavyweight. But so, tell some of the listeners out there what skills and educational training they would have to understand in certain job markets that they seek.
Well, I will tell you this. What I've been doing with them, I probably have worked with almost 4,000 service members just in a short 3 years. And one of the things that I noticed, boss, is that people are misdirected with what they bring to the table. A lot of times people are choosing jobs because either somebody told them about something or they were referred by somebody or they're like, oh, that makes a lot of money and they choosing it for the wrong reasons. But what we have learned is that there is actual very unique skills and natural abilities that people have already that they are not aware of. For example, if you were to take inventory of maybe your last 2 or 3 jobs and you kind of extract the skills that you had to use to do those jobs, consider there's 2 or 3 skills in each one of those jobs that you did that you kind of like more than the other skills you had to use. Maybe you were attention to detail kind of person. Maybe you were a good leader. Maybe you are an active listener. Maybe you are good with numbers. Maybe you are an excellent writer. Maybe you're great with engaging with customers. The point here is that there's 2 or 3 things that everybody on this planet has that this is really like natural to them, that's fun to them, maybe even a little passionate to them. And then the goal here is once you identify what those 2 or 3 things are that really identify with you that you love to do, now it's about finding work to match that. That's
Correct.
what's missing. And so before we could start any kind of conversation, and this is what I do with the military, is I make sure that they are aware of their unique skills and talents and abilities that are already natural to them. Because then finding work, it doesn't feel like work. It feels like you're enjoying what you do. I mean, like, look at what I do. Hey, this is my jam. You know what I'm saying? And you put a tool in my hand, forget about it.
Yeah, I'm
You
trying
get
to
me in
get there
charge of
myself.
some number crunching, we are all in trouble. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
But I know where my sweet spot is. My sweet spot is communication, is identifying and inspiring people. You know what I'm saying? And really connecting on that level. So obviously I'm gonna choose work that allows me to do that. That's where I'm gonna really shine. And that's where I'm going to enjoy myself the most. So I would say the first thing to do is you got to really be able to extract those skills. Look at the last 2 or 3 jobs you've had. Look at the skills, not the job. Look at the skills you use to do those jobs. Find, like, write them out and then circle the ones that you feel like you actually enjoy and do better than the others. Once you find those, you use those exact skills that you just circled, throw it in your AI, throw it in your chat GPT, Perplexity, Gemini, whatever you use, and say, dear chat GPT, with these 3, 4, 5 skills that I have identified, what opportunities or jobs would be best suited with these skills? And then you all are going to be blown away because then you'll have a list of things that you probably never considered with those skills that you actually have very naturally to you. Did that answer the question?
Yes. And it also answered that we don't have to be scared of AI. AI can be your friend as well as take your job.
Job.
But
Amen. Amen.
moving
You
on
can
to the
use it as
next.
a guide.
Yes, sir. Yes, we can.
Mhm.
Next question. I know there's a variety of different resumes. Everyone claims to be a resume guru, and they have all kind of resumes that really look pretty and expensive. So, could you tell the listeners what do you find the most effective resume?
A words only resume. Let me explain. There is a software out there called ATS, Applicant Tracking System. It's called ATS. This software was designed by companies years ago because they are inundated with everybody and their mama trying to get a job. So if you go on Google, even in your Microsoft computer, you'll get all these templates.
Mhm.
But what they don't tell you and what you don't realize that the ATS will not accept that resume if it has any colors, pictures, graphs, charts, photos, anything like that. Any lines that was already there in this template. And these templates look amazing. They're beautiful. They're very professional looking. Of course you would want to use that. But because it's so accessible, they had to come up with this ATS software, which is like a gatekeeper to
Mhm.
kick out all these resumes. Imagine somebody's trying to hire one job and they put it on Indeed. Well, probably by the end of that first hour, they're going to get about 600 resumes now that they got to read. So to streamline that, to cut all that down, they came up with this particular software. It's called ATS, Applicant Tracking Software, that if your resume has any pictures, colors, graphs, charts, photos, anything that was there already, and it makes it looks pretty, and then you go in and you add the information,
Mhm.
consider that it's not even getting through to the employer. Now, look, boss, I brought this up with research, of course, and I got challenged by one of the military branches. They looked it up themselves, and sure enough, 71% of applicants don't even get through and would never.
Wow.
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 They think that because they didn't get a call back or an
Mhm.
email back, that the company went with somebody else, not knowing that if all any of those elements was in that resume, it got kicked out of the system. Hey, even the company don't even know that it came through because it's a software designed to kick it out so that they can get a streamlined amount of people that are good matches for
Mhm.
the job. And so that's the first thing is that you got to be aware that all these templates out there, they're in Google, they're all over the internet, they're in Microsoft with the little logos, all of these things with all these colors and shades and brackets and photos and graphs and all these different things that you think make your resume look extremely professional,
Mhm.
believe it or not, gets in the way of it getting through. So you have to create a words only
Mhm.
resume. And there's a way to do it and still make it look nice.
Mm.
Right. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Now,
So isn't that amplifying bias though? Like favoring previous hired profiles better than other profiles?
Mm.
Because I remember you were saying that, you take those three certain skills and abilities that you have and you apply it to their resume, but using this ATS system, it seems as if what if those skills and abilities don't even align up and they're just going with people who have the skills and abilities within that specific, you know, a description of a job that you're trying to get. So isn't that amplifying bias in a way?
Hey, that
Because
is
they're
a
choosing.
Mhm.
very good insight there.
I
Let me
agree.
tell you this. There's things to make that ATS frown, but
Mhm.
there's also things to make that ATS system smile. Now,
Mm.
let's say you go back and you extract all your skills and your abilities and what you bring to the table. What you
Yes.
do, this is it right here. I hope y'all are taking notes because this
Yes,
is
we
it.
are.
This
Oh,
is
yes,
it
I
right
am.
here. Listen to this.
yes.
You take the job description,
Uh-huh.
print it out. I know it sounds antiquated. Print it out, get a highlighter, and you
Mhm.
highlight the keywords that they use in that job description.
Mhm.
Then you look at your skills and you see which skills are they asking for that's a match. So when you
Okay.
create a words only resume, you're now using their words, but you're still telling your story. We're not talking about lying here. We're not
Mhm.
talking about amplifying who you are to try to get through the door. We're saying you
Okay.
can tell the truth about what you bring to the table, but you're
Mhm.
using their words, but you have to still have a words only resume. Just understand that people have no idea that this is even an issue.
Mhm.
They don't even know that this resume that they've been sending out and not getting responses on isn't even getting through the door. But guess what? Now that you know, you can now incorporate the words they use in that job description, drip it throughout yours into a words only resume, and now you're a better match. Did that
Mm.
answer the question?
Yes, it did.
Yes, thank
Okay.
And
you.
thank you, Deja, for that question.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes,
I got to
You're
tell you,
welcome.
I mean, we could talk for hours on this, but the main thing I
Yes,
really
we
want you to
can.
understand, this is a game, and I'm try to help you navigate this game to work in your behalf. And
Yes.
Yes.
so, what you really want to be aware of, everybody, is that there are certain things to do to get in the door. Now, this I have to say because I feel like this is the biggest missing piece that people have no idea. You have to be aware of not only the skills you bring, but let's stay there for a sec. When I say skills, being aware of those two or three or four things that you are really passionate about so you can express in that interview your passion around those skills. See, it's going to be easier. You're not trying to sell anything because it's real.
Mhm.
So when you identify with the real skills that are really close to you, it's easy for you to talk about and express that. That will blow an employer away. But here's the other missing part: capacity. People are not aware of their capacity. Let me explain. I'm going to give you a simple example. I had a guy in one of my classes before the military. He worked at a grocery store. And he's like, oh man, I worked at a grocery store. I said, well, how long did you work there? He said, for 3 years. I said, could you tell me a little bit about what you did? Well, I had to take, as people came through, I had to obviously ring them up and show customer service and bag their groceries. And I said, how many people do you think you had to do that with per shift? And he was like, "Oh my God!" So he started coming up with real numbers. Believe it or not, you can tell real numbers of what you've done. But just follow with me on this. Once we got his magic number, I just don't remember what it was. But let's say, for example, it's 40 people in a shift, which is about normal, I guess.
Yeah.
We did that times 5 days a week that he worked. And then we did that times 4 weeks in the month. And then we did it times 50 weeks in the year. Now I know that's 52, but we took out the time you took off on vacation or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay, we want to be honest. And then we extended that yearly amount times 3 years that he worked there. This man had customer service skills with over 300,000 customers.
Oh wow.
And this was not made up. This was real. We even backed off on the number just to be conservative. I
Yeah.
never want you to get in front of an employer and lie and exasperate, or if that's the right word,
Yes.
exaggerate
No.
your numbers. I want you to tell the truth and even back it off. And it's still impressive.
Yes.
So consider that people are not aware of their capacities. They think that the job they did is all that they can say. But when you start talking about the amount of spreadsheets you've had to do, the amount of people you've had to train, the amount of dollars that you were responsible for, and you extend that by the week, you extend that by the month, you extend that by the year, you extend that by the amount of years that you did it, you will blow these people away because it shows a high level of expertise.
Yes. Discipline.
People are not aware that they have that under their belt already, and so they don't know how to bring that to the conversation when it's time to interview. They just say, I was responsible for this, and I had to do that, and this was my job, and here's my degree, and will you hire me?" That's all you got? No, you got way more than that.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
People
Bigger
have
than you know.
capacities.
Yes.
You got to do the work. You got to dial it back and think about what you did. Think about the different things you did, how many people were involved, how many times you had to do it, how many dollars it was responsible for, how many spreadsheets it was, how many people it protected. Whatever it is, you have to break this stuff down. And the easy way to do it is by the day, extended by the week, extended by the month, extended by the year. And if you've done it for more than a year, extended by that. And you will be blown away yourself. It'll give you so much more confidence when you walk in to an employer. It'll give you so much more confidence when you send that resume that expresses that as well.
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
fired up, man. I'm pissed off a little bit right now.
Yeah, we trying to get these young people hired. Yes.
Right. Right.
Hey,
Absolutely.
yes, that's great. Okay. Now, what would you say to the person who wants to stay encouraged when that job he's seeking doesn't call.
Oh, you can't put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
Right.
Diversity.
You know, sometimes companies have other reasons of choosing other people or not, and it may not have anything to do with you. What you got to understand is things change in companies all the time. You know, the owner could come in to the whole team and be like, "Hey, you guys want to raise?" And they're like, "Yeah, yeah, we want to raise." And be like, "All right, we're not hiring anybody. Everybody got to double down to the rest of the year, and then if we can hit budget, y'all get a bonus." They
Mhm.
ain't gonna tell you that. They're
Mm-mm.
not going to tell you, and this could be your second or third interview, and all of a sudden they ghosted you. It happens a lot, but they won't tell you. Or maybe somebody who's been there for 4 years, and all of a sudden they find out that they're interviewing you, and they're like, "Hey, why are y'all interviewing a new person? I've been here for 4 years. How come
Yeah.
y'all didn't interview me?" They ain't going to tell you that.
Mm-mm.
So my point here to stay encouraged is that you got to create a top 10 companies, not a top one and put all your eggs in their basket. You want to create 10. Here's how you do this, by the way. You open up your phone, open up notes, and
Mhm.
in notes you create a top 10. I'm sure Apple has notes,
Oh
and
yes.
y'all with
Yes.
the other the other phones, y'all got notes, and you put
Yeah.
top 10 companies.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, this is now going to be your mental dumping ground of how you manage all who you're talking to. Remember, you're identifying those key skills, those
Mhm.
things that are close to you.
Mhm.
You're adjusting your resume. Now you're looking for work to match that. Now you have a place to now manage. Okay, I talked to Rebecca at blah 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 company, and here's what she said and wants me to follow up in January. Okay, number two, talk to this company. Bob said that this was a great resume and that he wants me to call at the end of the week. So, in other words, you use these notes to keep track of all the goings on
Mhm.
with each one of the companies in your top 10. And then you use your phone to create reminders to way to follow up. Okay, if they want me to follow up at the beginning of September, boom, you put that in your reminder. Follow up with company Z and talk to Bob on September 3rd or whatever the case may be. And so, what I say to stay encouraged is that instead of being all in on just one that you really want, and this is the one, this would be my dream. They may not have the right space to hire you at that time. And I would hate for you to be discouraged and feel like you
Mhm.
got to start all over again. So now, if you create 10 or 12 or 15, whatever floats your boat, of companies that are now connected to your skills, now you have a lot of activity. You may even have some choices ahead of you now
Mhm.
because two or three of them are very interested in what you can bring to the table. So don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread it out.
Yes. Basically, don't personalize if you don't get that card.
Mhm.
Continue to strive,
Mhm.
and you will get hired somewhere by somebody in due time.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Mel, tell the people where they can contact you if they would like to talk to you one on one, or even if they want to talk to you about your hosting clean comedy.
Mm.
Hey, look at there. Look at there. I love that, man. So, listen, everybody, I want you to win. And I want you to know that you can reach me in many different ways. First of all, my website is laugh2success.com. That's
Mhm.
LAUGH, two is in the number two, success.com. Laugh2success.com. Or Mel Austin, MEL, last name Austin, like the city in Texas. And
Mhm.
in this way, if you go there, you'll know, you'll see my phone number, you'll see my email, you'll see a way to directly message me. We go from there. That way, I'm not just putting it on blast out there. I want people that are serious, that really want help. And I am here. I mean, look, that's what God put me on this earth to do, was to inspire people. And I try to do it with a little bit of fun and make them laugh at the same
Mhm.
time. You see where
Yes.
I'm going? So
Yes.
just reach out to me, Mel Austin, or laugh to success.com. Either way, you'll find me. I'm on all of them, bro. I'm on TikTok. It's Mel Austin, the Laugh Doctor. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, great.
LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. I'm on it all. Even X, that used to be known as Twitter.
Twitter.
I'm all
Yes,
over.
sir. There you go.
I'm
Helping the
available
people.
and I'm here to
Yes.
help. God bless y'all. Thank you for having me, brother.
Thank
Oh,
you.
no problem. We're gonna continue, and if you would like to, just relax and listen to the rest of the show, you're more than welcome.
Thank
Thank you
you.
again for coming in because I know my listeners would love to hear what you have to say because it's always a privilege to talk to you. And every time I talk to you, I learn something. Thank you
Thank
again.
you, man. Appreciate you.
Thank
Have a
you.
great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, Skittles.
Yes.
Can
Okay.
you give us a little insight on some of the problems
Yes.
in the black community
So,
with employment?
yes, no problem. So, studies have repeatedly showed that resumes with black sounding names receive significant fewer callbacks than, you know, resumes with, let's say, white sounding names. One study found that a white sounding name yield as many more callbacks as an additional 8 years of experience for a black candidate.
And you
Yes.
know who the author of the study?
Yes, it was Black America Today.
Okay, that's
Yes,
good.
Black America Today.
Yes.
So, black workers are often stirred into low-paying jobs and are in higher paying management and technical occupations. So, let's say black employees are less likely to be groomed for higher level positions, are often not given as many development assignments as their white peers, and receiving fewer opportunities for mentorship and networking. Bias to the stereotype that these roles are for black professionals. That's crazy.
Yes,
Yes,
that is. That
I
sure is.
I
So,
had to I had to dig deep, real deep on this one,
well, that,
but
that sounds like what happened with the sergeant that went in there with his counterparts for Chick Fil A.
what
Yeah,
really?
and they was giving them free meals, but when it came to him, they say no, no, no.
that is that is crazy. Like for example, black professionals might be overrepresented in entry level roles, but underrepresented in senior management executive boards are specialized like tech positions. Fields like STEM, cybersecurity, tech leadership, and AI have low representation of black workers.
Oh wow, that's where our country was going. So
Yes, and lack of representation means fewer roles models and mentors, and often less targeted recruitment into these lacative fields. Systematically underfunding of schools in
underfunding, yeah.
black communities can limit early access to these career paths, and that's
So
terrible.
yes, it is. So this is not just complaining. These are
Yes.
facts that these barriers are placed in certain people's lives to distract them and keep them focused on lack thereof or the complaints, not knowing that they can do something about it and change their lives.
Yes.
It's just who we look at as our mentors. But I say this, we have a lot of educators and black leaders. Why are we still behind in these areas?
Yes.
What do you think? Deja,
Yes.
can you hit me with two of those problems and two solutions?
Yes.
Yes, I sure can. I would say barriers to advancement. There could be bias in performance evolution within a job atmosphere. And what I'm talking about is like some research shows that black employees are often less constructive in feedback and fewer in growth opportunities.
Yes.
And I would say a solution to that is that we need to build more workplaces with diverse identities and respected values. And then we also need to create a pipeline for our black and talented
Yes, I agree.
individuals into management and leadership. Get some role models in to show us and to guide us through that way to let us know that people of our black culture can strive and can be in that leadership role.
Mm-hmm.
So isn't that reason why a lot of times we believe our vote is making a difference in our government, so we can have these leaders that will bring up these issues rather than bringing up tennis shoes and how we're going to make a designer
Mm-hmm.
more wealthier and alcohol, the fight
Right.
over Casamigos better than whatever Puffy did because
Yeah.
Puffy was doomed anyway. Because
Yes, he
who's going to
was.
drink his liquor now? I bet you ain't going to
Nobody.
see nobody with his name on it right now, and so that's in the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you have anything else to tell our listeners, Day?
Yes. Not only with people's skills and abilities and stuff like that, but also I do too suffer from mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And mental health and psychological safety could be a part of that too.
Mm-hmm.
The lack of representation, like the absence of leaders, like,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Well, honestly, James was saying that, there could be lack in leadership and in peers that lead to the sense of invisibility or marginalism in
Mm-hmm.
some of these workspaces
Mm-hmm.
that are provided by some employees. And with that being, I just think we need to form more diversity and inclusion councils
Mm-hmm.
and to create leadership and development to track and focus on
Mm-hmm.
people's talents and, mental health. Also provide those safe channels for employees to discuss, the sense of safety and the things belonging to empowering leadership in today's world.
Yes, and all that is a must in today's employment is
Mm-hmm.
because if you don't have someone who looks like you,
Mm-hmm.
then sometimes you feel that they don't understand you. And we look at the job market now,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of people that look like themselves. And I don't know if there's a wrong or right to that
Mm-hmm.
because it's a person's perception. And I believe when a person perceives something, that's his right. And the next person is entitled to perceive something, that's
Yeah.
their right.
Mm-hmm.
But it's no one right to starve someone else
Mm-hmm.
just to make you more wealthier or more powerful. Hmm. That
Mm-hmm.
could be another subject we or topic we come up with on the next. Um,
Okay, okay.
yeah, and by the way, listeners, give her a round of applause, Deja,
Yes.
because she is my daughter.
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
I am.
yes,
Wind
this
changes
is
for
my
the
daughter,
world.
Mm-hmm.
and she hopefully will stay on with us.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, this is my oldest Deja, so this is an all family thing. So let us continue to
Yes.
grow. And Poston, you have the last word on team problems and
Yes.
solutions in today's employment.
Okay. So teens have many problems in the employment world and field. Two of those main occurrences include creating employment organizations and having mentorship in a desired field. Depending on what area you live, sometimes it is hard to find the resources or the capability to create an employment organization and to have that mentorship in what you are applying for. Many people who hire often misjudge these teens, looking down on them due to their living state in urban areas, meaning those who live in rural, underserved areas have it hard to gain these
True.
important life skills because of where they're from or
Mm-hmm.
even how they look. An example is many black teens who grew up in cities where gangs are often from get misinterpreted as gang members and therefore don't have the same opportunity as, for say, other races from different areas. Other people who live in nicer areas tend to get an interview after applying for the job that they desire rather than those who live in ran down areas. This causes lots of teens to lose confidence in their capabilities. It can also cause many black teens to lose hope in having an employment workspace they desire or want. I believe a solution to solve this problem is having support from schools and having people help the kids who live in urban areas to have an opportunity by educating them one on one. I believe that if we have more people helping for free or even at a low cost employment plan programs, we can have many teens having jobs without feeling judged or insecure about their upbringing. If we encourage this solution, it can lead to a lot of teens being happier and it could even help teens boost their self confidence and lower their self doubt.
Yeah.
That's why we call her the boss. You go, girl.
Right.
Yes, they
Well,
do.
yes, yes. Well, we gonna go. You know what time it is. We gotta
Yes.
take that break and come up to our next segment called Reading for the Blind. We have to read to each other and spend time with each other. So grab a book. Bring your mom, dad, grandma, auntie. Just read to them. Let's spend time, people. That's all we have, and it's so important. But we don't have to spend it not loving our family, friends, and neighbors. So, Joe, take us to a quick break, please.
Hold
That
on.
quick break, it's time for the boss, reading for the blind.
Okay, I will be reading Exodus, Proverbs, and Assist.
Ecclesiastics.
Yes, Ecclesiastes. Okay, Proverbs 16, verse 1 through 4. And they journeyed from
That's
Eliam.
Exodus.
Oh, Exodus, sorry.
Exodus.
And they journeyed from Eliam, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came to the wilderness of Sin, which is between Eliam and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after they departed from the land of Egypt. Then the whole congregation of children of Israel complained against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said to them, Oh, that we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the pot of meat and when we ate bread to the full. For you brought this onto us wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. Then the Lord said to Moses, Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go and gather a certain quota every day, and that I may test them, whether they will walk in my law or not.
Now, we read this because today it's a lot of people who don't want to follow instructions. And they say they believe in something, and when it's going good, yes, as a mentor. Only time we want to see how the mentor is living every day, excuse me. But sometimes that messenger is just a messenger. He has things going on in his life that he has to deal with. Everyone is not flawless, as I said before about perfection. Perfection was synonymous to perfection is maturity. And a lot of us are matured in certain ways, but some ways we're not. So Here the people just seen all the miracles, and now hunger kicks in. So they're looking at, wait a minute, we're going back to, or want to go back to the land of prosperity. But they didn't pay attention to what their creator is building for them. So sometimes people, instant gratification is not the future for us all. Delayed gratification is what you call investment. So invest in your people, your family, your career, your savings, and your daily finances. Read the rest, boss.
Okay, Proverbs 22, verse 29. Do you see a man who excels in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before unknown men.
And the next one,
That next proverb?
Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes. Live joyfully with a wife whom you love all the days of your vain life, which he has given you under the sun, all your days of vanity, for that is your portion in life, and in the labor which you perform under the sun. Whatever your hand finds to do it with your might. There is no work or device or knowledge or wisdom in the grave where you are going.
Now, living is among the living. Some of us think more about dying or death, and some believe death is a separation, and that separation is another dimension. But we won't get into that because it'll pretty take us away from today's topic of employment. So when you go out there and you are employed, because some of us is not really paying attention to those who's unemployed, because you're paying your bills, you're doing well for yourself until the government shuts down.
Exactly.
Now the government shuts down. Now you have the same gripe and complaints as the unemployed. It just happened to them first. So always, or not always, because that's not a good word to use always, but keep in mind that income, employment can change your life, or it can put a damper on your life. So what you choose to do is on you. But don't impede the next person from achieving their goals in life. Open the doors. We need mentorships. We need programs. We need industrialization in these communities that we in. We need to go back to skills like being carpenters, being mechanics, roofers, all
Yes.
these things that we used to do when I grew up. You barely see it today. I don't know why. I don't know where it's gone. But your creator blessed you with feet, hands, eyes, mouth, ears. Work, and you will be blessed. We're going to take a quick break and come up to James and Shiny
Yes.
Sports Weekly Recap.
Yes.
They beat the Brewers
Yes.
4 straight.
Yes.
So Give us some update.
Oh
on the
yes,
Dodgers.
let's talk about them blue and whites. The Dodgers swept the Brewers in the NL Championship Series 4-0, advancing to the World Series again. Yes, in the clutching game for two-way player. I always botch his name.
Oh,
Otanahe.
Tiny.
Yeah, Otani. Okay, delivered a historic performance. He hit 3 home runs and struck out 10 batters over 6 scoreless inning. He earned a NLCS MVP honors. Yes.
That was remarkable. When
Yes,
I
that
seen
was.
Otani, I had to, because I knew something just told me that I'm going to watch greatness.
Yes.
Because, see, some generations, you don't get to see this. Like LeBron, Kobe, we can go on and on. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Yes.
love the man, great basketball. He changed everything.
Yes, he did.
Yes.
Pitching depth stood out. Veteran starter. I forgot, how you say,
Yamamoto?
Yes, Yamamoto pitched a complete game 3 hit in one of the early NLCS
Yes.
wins.
How could you not put
Yes.
that in there? Yes.
Yes.
That he shut them down. I know Southern California is happy right now because boy, them boys
Yes.
in blue know what to do. They are
Yes.
tearing it up. Let's go,
And
Dodgers.
Dodgers needed that momentum, let in the season and appears posed to make a serious push in the MLB. Even though, even though they dominated this series, the postseason series brings higher stakes, and every opportunity will bring their best. The Dodgers must maintain focus and consistency. There were early temper checks in the season, injuries, slumps. Well, they're stabilized, staying healthy and sharp will matter moving into the World Series. Man,
Yes.
Yes.
See, a lot of times I said the Dodgers was the best losing team. And I still stand on that because during the season, they would win, lose, lose. Win, lose. But they seen something that I didn't. I know a lot of you didn't either, that once they got into the postseason, and I
Yes.
did say that as well, that if they could turn it around
Yes.
because they had one of the best starting rotation in baseball. And now look at those Dodgers. Oh, I just think the days that I used to throw papers, listen to Vince Scully while I'm throwing newspapers. Some of y'all remember them days when you be on that bike and you just be tossing them and tossing them. Oh, I love my community and I miss it. So, anything else in the
yes. So, looking ahead, well, the NLC as clutch, the Dodgers will be in the World Series, meaning they're only 4 wins away from a championship.
Well, yeah, we don't there in there
Yes.
now. So they're waiting on the Toronto and Seattle Mariners, which usually these are two teams that barely be in the hunt for the pennant. So looks like we're gonna have some change coming, and let's see. But go blue, we're gonna see. Hopefully, we can do the same thing, and our bullpen get things together. But I like watching the bullpen, and we have a reliever from Japan.
Yes.
And he is throwing heat. He's really is. So go Dodgers. What about those Raiders?
I
We
know.
won the game. We won the game.
Yeah, okay, but the 4-game losing streak by beating the Tennessee Titans. And we have 1 minute left. So I'm gonna take it back to you, James, about the Raiders.
Oh yeah. Well, those Raiders, it was great to see us just win one game, but we have the Kansas City Chiefs tomorrow, which is going to be crucial.
So tune
and
in.
a very good game.
Yes.
So tune in next week between the hours of 4 or 5 on KCA Radio. You know where to find me.
Yes.
And like I always say, if Your life is not going right. Restructure, regroup, refocus on what you have left.
Yes.
See you next
Next
week,
time.
listener.
Bye.